Mr. Boo.
Hey everyone, it is I, Mr. Boo, the Entertainment Guru, and I am back. That's right, Mr. Boo, Entertainment Guru, right here, right where? Right back on YouTube. And today we're doing a little bit of different video than what I'm usually doing. You've noticed I put up some shorts. I haven't really done reviews or previews or trailers or just anything entertainment besides those shorts. Thank you for bearing with me. I will explain everything in this video. This is going to be a vlog. I'm going to voice over a little trip we took down to a very nice area and saw the nice wilderness of Illinois. That's right, Carlisle, Illinois. We had to leave Newcastle, PA. So Pennsylvania's in the past. Carlisle, Illinois is our future. Dating back to September, like late September, there was some issues, and honestly all of 2025 there were some issues. I'm gonna kind of go through all of that while you watch the scenery and watch our little trip, and just catch you up to what's going on now. And I will definitely be back with more entertainment videos, starting with one where I'm reviewing a movie called Werewolves, and I'm putting a lot of effort into that one, a lot of thought, some special effects, whatever I can to entertain you. I'll be jumping back into that, but thank you for watching my shorts and staying here and supporting me. Again, if you want to support the channel, like, subscribe, ring a notification bell. You know what to do. You've been on YouTube long enough. But I will start off with explaining what happened, what was going on throughout 2025, what went down at the end of September, which led into us leaving by the end of October and ending up smack dab back in Illinois. Pretty much on October 31st. Fast forward a week, and I have a job at Goodwill. So there's one good thing already working for us, but I'm going to explain the good, the bad, the ugly of our past, our present, and our future. So sit back and enjoy my annoying voice, and I will take you on a trip from Newcastle, PA, starting 5 years ago, all the way to now. Back in Illinois. 5 years in the making, and I'm back home in Carlisle, Illinois. And I'm just going to go over the pros and the cons of living there and living here. What we liked about living there, what we didn't like, what we're liking about living here, what we don't like, and kind of a progress report. How are things going now that we've been back a little over a week? All right, I'm Mr. Boo, Entertainment Guru, and you know me, I'm going to keep rambling if I don't get going. So let's jump right in to 5 years ago on why we moved in the first place up to Newcastle, PA, where my wife and her family are from. Let's get into this. Story time with Mr. Boo, Entertainment Guru. So, we all know the classic tale of boy meets girl meets boy and girl fall in love. Well, if you add Pennsylvania and Illinois and a Yahoo chat room in there and a lot of long distance bus rides from Greyhound back and forth, you got my relationship, which is hitting 22 years in January. We got together when she was 14 and I was 18. No judgment there. She told me she was 18. Things just with the long distance actually worked out. When she was 18, she moved to Illinois. We've been together ever since, and now we have one child between the two of us. But yeah, we've been together almost 22 years come January. So 5 years ago, we were here in, Carlisle, Illinois. She moved to Illinois. She stayed here for years and years and years. And we were in this trailer. It was a nice trailer. And it was we just got told in an apartment building we had that they were selling it, buying it out, raising the rent. We had to go. So we went. We lived with my parents in their basement for a little bit, got ourselves on our feet, got a trailer in the country, had a front yard, side yards, backyard. We had it all. It was peaceful. It was quiet. It was great. And then that landlord pretty much did the same thing, or at least we think. We don't know. We got different excuses like, I was a little behind, or that it turned into, well, the place is a little messy for us, or then it turned into everything under the sun, from like his family wanted their property back to my daughter's needing to get away from her abusive boyfriend or ex, and we need the house. So we basically made the decision, my wife and I, that, she wanted to go back and be with her mother in her old age. And we wanted to live there until she passed, and then she wanted to stay for her father. But we got up there, and for 5 years, we suffered from everything from living and sharing the same room with our kid to living in a really small, overpriced, expensive, falling apartments like on Shinchan. It was just bad. So the decision from leaving here to go back there was for her family, her parents, and that is where it all begins. And then this is where my YouTube career begins too, because I've been on here 2 years. So we get there, we get back on our feet, we get our apartment, and we get jobs, everything's going okay. The whole reason we went there, landlords. It's all landlords. The reason we're back as landlords. So let's get in to the 5 years there. What did we like? What did we not like? Why were we coming back here to Illinois? And why were we forced to come back almost a year too early, everybody? We were going to come back in a year, and we were pushed into overdrive, and we came back a year early. Let me get into what it was like for those 5 years in Newcastle, PA, and why we are back today in Illinois. So to start off with that whole story, the first thing that happened to us, and we were already going to lose a lot of stuff, and a lot of our other stuff was going to have to be put in storage, but our car broke down, so we ended up selling it for really cheap, getting rid of a lot of our stuff, leaving it behind, and hitting the road. Well, we were sharing a room with our daughter. It was really not pleasant. Nobody had any privacy. Nobody had any, alone time. No one really couldn't bump into each other. I mean, every time you turn around, there was somebody. So I am going to say thanks. And thanks again. I'm very thankful that my wife's sister, Marika, and her wife, my wife's sister-in-law, Michelle, let us stay there. Get on our feet. We got jobs. We got our apartment. But then it was always rocky because we don't have a car. Don't have enough to get a car. The apartment is way too much. They really shouldn't even let us move in. We were not making enough to live in this shack. This $700 a month shack is what I'm going to call it. But we struggled ups and downs, twists and turns, loop-de-loops for 5 years. We made it. And I mean, I'm from an area around here in Carlisle, Illinois, where there's more cows than crackheads. There's more friendliness than there is violence. There's not a lot of theft. Let me tell you, this whole ordeal for 5 years was scary for myself and my daughter. We witnessed everything from almost a complete beatdown of a bunch of girls on one girl. There was a shooting outside our building. Fellas, don't cheat on your girl. Just don't. She might pull up on a dirt bike with another man and lay into you and your other girl with I would have say probably 9mm 45, something like that. Not enough to go through our apartment, thank God, because it was right outside our window. But if you're done with your woman, move on. Don't cheat on her. Just don't, because the hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, especially if she has access to firearms. So we had a shooting outside our apartment. We had my daughter trying to adjust and get along and make friends and go to the park. She just couldn't. The park was always full of kids that were just rude, vicious, or people dealing drugs, doing drugs, or unfortunately unaliving themselves by drug overdose. We did witness one of those. We went by, they were working on him. We went to DG, came back, no sirens, no nothing. Paramedics looked very upset. So unfortunately, that was probably not a life saved. I dealt with a lot of the theft and some more of the drug use at a lot of my jobs that I had over the years with Rite Aid, Gabe's, Busy Beaver. Not so much the car lot in the end. But the atmosphere was different. We had people coming to our front door doing the fentanyl shuffle. One day, thankfully, I walked Kayla home because I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go to DG. She can go home, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'll walk my wife home. thank God I did, because of course there was a person on fentanyl trying to get into our apartment, and who knows if he would have pushed her 4'11" self through the door or whatever. Just scary times. Someone even tried to sell or do Coca-Cola, if you will, in parentheses, Coca-Cola, not zero, but pure Coca-Cola, with my wife through the window of our apartment at one point when I was getting a tattoo and I was on my way home and it was freaking her out. And, granted all of this, the ups were outweighing the downs for a while. We had her family. She was with her mother. She was even taking care of her mother via home health care. It was great. They mended fences. They built back burned bridges, and she loved her mother dearly. And unfortunately, the biggest downfall happened when she had lost her mother, because not only did we lose a wonderful woman in that lady, she was just so funny and so full of life, but we also, in that position that Kayla had watching her, she had lost her mother and her job, so a double whammy, and it just took everything she had to even get up off the couch. And it was hard. And at that time, Rite Aid went bankrupt. Gabe's started having financial problems. Working 2 jobs wasn't enough because both of them were having financial problems. And then I finally landed this car lot, and it was full time. And she got a job at a hotel, but they weren't giving her enough hours to ride the local bus system that takes you back and forth to work. So we were behind. We were paying the man everything he wanted, but at one point there was an audit. Guy came in, and unfortunately 8 or 9 of the 12 units were being kicked out. You either got a note on your door or you got a note under your door. I assume he's either selling it or raising rent. This has happened before in our life, as I explained it, but I fought with him, got him caught up enough to where we were able to leave at the end of October. And now you're all caught up. We're here. It's November. We're living back again in my parents' basement. And I have a job at Goodwill. I believe she has a job or is in the process of getting a job in a town called Breeze. Really good paying job, position she really wants. Mine, it's my first day, and I'll get used to it. I'll move up the ladder. I always do. I become shift lead, and I'm going to go back to school, and I'm going to become assistant manager. I'm going to move up the chain here at Goodwill. It seems like it's a good company to be with. But yeah, the pros were family, friends. The cons were just the livelihood. I mean, there was theft, crime, drugs, minimum wage sucked. I am making $15 an hour here full time with benefits. Like, I'm talking medical, dental, vision, life insurance, 401k, all of that. And I was only making 15 with none of that, barely full time at times. But I had to be a shift manager to make that much money. In the end, I was getting benefits, or I was being offered them when we had to leave. But I was only making $12 an hour, and our rent was $700. We still had to pay our electric. You still had to have the internet. We went without phones for so long because we just couldn't pay them. So in the end, we decided, hey, how about in 2026, we'll make it a year. We'll go next fall. We'll go home next fall to Illinois so I can be with my family, and that gives her time, a year with her dad as well after her mom passed. And it just didn't work that way. The landlord was coming at us sideways, coming at the whole building sideways. Our daughter had longed for Illinois for 5 years. She never wanted to leave. She gave it as much of a chance as most people probably would give it up there in that area. But all in all, it wasn't bad. It could have been worse. It could have been better, but it could have been worse. So 5 years later, from the time we left and lived with her sister, and shared a room with our child, we are now back sharing the basement, kind of an apartment setup that my parents have made for us. And we hit the ground running. We got jobs. I'm going to start making money next week, even though it'll be like 2.5 days. Then my full-time will kick in, the payday after that. I fell in right at the end of the pay period, but we hit the ground running, and we're looking at places, and in the same price range that we had up there when we had barely a kitchen and barely any room to breathe, we are finding that places come with utilities, mostly paid. There's appliances like dishwashers and stuff, and washer and dryer hookup, or there's one building that has like a community room and stuff, and it's all for about the same price, if not a little more than what we were paying up there. But we're making more money here as well. Like, life is good right now. Besides, shacking up with my parents, but that's that. That's the whole story of 2025, sorry, some of my videos, weren't properly put up all the time, or they were late, or I just did a lot of shorts. I was working full time. I was trying to move my family all the way back, across a couple states. But yeah, getting on to the future of my channel now that we are back in Illinois. I have a few things to go over. Some you might not like if you like my streaming and stuff. But yeah, next, let's get into the future of Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru. Now that Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru is back home, and I will kind of just give you a rundown of how everyone's doing, what's to come, and then I'll let you go. So, as far as how everyone is doing, I'm going to put that first, then I'm going to let you know what the future of this channel is, what I'm hoping for, this and that. Okay, so as far as everything here, everyone is going great. There hasn't been any issues in the last week and a half that we've been here, living with the folks. Everyone's getting along. Our cats are happy. My daughter is going back to school. I got a full-time job at $15 an hour with room to grow, lots of benefits. We got a car. That's right, we got a car. My parents gave us their old, our first Equinox, and they bought a second one. So we have a car. Kayla has a job, or is lined up to get a job that I'm just going to say, if she does, she'll be my sugar mama, because she'll be making $3.50 more an hour than I do, and full-time as well. The only downside to how things are going is a few days into this homecoming, if you would call it that. Everyone was pleasant and everything was great, but I got woken up by Kayla, my wife, telling me my Uncle David had died. He fell over in the yard, and no one could get to him. No one got, it was too late. So I'm not really sure how that happened, but I'd say that's the only downside. And speaking of downsides, yeah, I lost an uncle, but the future of this channel, there's not really a big downside to it, as I don't know if that's a segue I should have used. My Uncle David and I weren't really close, but it is wow, I didn't even get to see him. I was back for a week, and poof, life is short. But you know what else is short? My temper. Oh, another bad segue, Greg. Another bad segue. My temper when it comes to my parents' internet. They have HughesNet, and it is rated the worst internet. Guys, if you have seen that, I have not been streaming, and I have not been putting up Battlefield highlights. I can't. I can barely fill out applications. I can barely do my onboarding. Emma has trouble staying in school. It kicks her offline constantly. So the streaming, the Battlefield, the end of Until Dawn, guys, I gotta wait till I can get internet, but there is an upside to that. As far as streaming on this channel goes, it will come back momentarily. I'm going to say sometime in December when I get my first full-time check. There is something I got to fix on the car to get the heat going like it should through the winter, so I can continue to drive back and forth to work. But I will be trying to get some 5G up in that biatch. 5G up in that biatch. I'm just going to say it, biatch. Okay, so it's sad I haven't been able to continue Season 1 on Battlefield 6, and loading up some games and obviously updates has been a pain in the butt. But hey, it is what it is. At least we got a roof over our head, and I can continue to make videos, and that's exactly where the future of this channel is going. Because this channel, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, is not going anywhere. I am here to stay. 2 years, almost 600 subscribers later, I am still kicking, much like my relationship is still kicking almost 22 years later. I'm still gonna come every day with something, some sort of content. I'm not going to say every single day. There's days I do miss, but I'm going to try so hard to get a video out, a short, anything to entertain you guys at home right here on YouTube as Mr. Boo, your entertainment guru. My next video will be a review on werewolves. I will be doing a trailer reaction to that Mario trailer that just dropped. Super Mario Galaxy? Are you kidding me? So, yes, quick rundown. We left Illinois. We were in PA for 5 years. We were coming back next year. Things got a little topsy-turvy, flipsy-flopsy. We're back a year earlier, back in Illinois. Everyone's doing great. Everyone's got jobs. Everyone's going back to school. And Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru is here once again to start entertaining you. Thank you for, just listening to my story, and I felt like I owed it to you guys because I was doing video, and it was really hard, but I was cranking them out as much as I could, especially in the Halloween season. I wanted all the spooky reviews. I wanted that Until Dawn gameplay. I will be finishing Until Dawn. Sorry about the internet, folks. Not my issue right now. My issue will be when I get 5G. But yeah, if you still want to support the channel, go ahead and give me a subscribe, and hey, thumbs it up. Like me if you want to support the channel, and if you want to be notified of any other video, vlogs, shorts, entertainment, and beyond from yours truly, Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, then you know what to do. It's up on the screen. Like, subscribe, hit a notification bell. Everybody, I am back. We are settled in. We hit the ground, feet running. There's no turning back now. I feel like right now, a year before I hit my midlife, okay, I'm 39, I'm almost 40. Right at the middle of my life, I feel like things are finally going to turn around. And when they do, I'm never going to forget about you. All 596, I want to say, last time I checked. Thank you. Love you all. Thanks for your support. Again, if you're liking, you're subscribing, you're ringing those bells. If you're over on Twitch following me, I will get back over there again when I get better internet. Right now, I feel like I'm dealing with dial-ups, mentally challenged cousin from Kentucky who had a few falls right on their noggin. It's not the greatest. But anyway, before I ramble on, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I've been Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru. That's where I've been. This is where I'm going. I'm getting right back into the videos, the shorts, and everything, the streams. Just bear with me, folks. It's been one hell of a ride for 2025 for both my wife and I and our child and our cats, our little fur babies. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for supporting me, even when all I can do is put up a short here and there because I'm frantically trying to get my life pulled back together. Thank you. I appreciate it. All 596 of you. We're on the road to 1,000, baby. Keep liking, subscribing, keep being you, and I'll keep being me. And in the next video, well, I'll see you then because this one's over, guys. Leave. Go. Shoo. Why are you still here? Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru. And those famous last words of mine are what? What are they? Yeah. I've been Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, and I'm out.